Social media is the perfect place for a narcissist. It's really important that we understand that these are the motivating emotions, behind a narcissist: insecurity, self-doubt, paranoia. All of these things reside deep below the skin of a narcissist. So when you begin to show signs that, I think they're lying to me, or they're manipulating me, there are things that a narcissist does. So the first thing that you want to be careful of is the narcissist that resorts to anger and resorts to rage. It's important that you realize that a narcissist cannot regulate their emotions. They have an on and off switch. And so some narcissists and those that are domestically violent are narcissists because you are unable to control your emotions. You are blaming someone else for why you feel the anger that you feel. You are irrational in handling of a situation. And sometimes when the narcissist knows that you're sensing their mask is slipping, you'll see that their thoughts become very erratic and their thoughts become irrational. And they start becoming hypersensitive and hypercritical of you. They start questioning what you're doing. Why'd you move the mustard there? Where are you going? Who are you talking to? Oh, I know why you texted that person. Who are you texting? Oh, you're lying to me, right? And all of a sudden, everything that they're afraid of, they start projecting onto you. And that happens if the narcissist begins to realize that the mask is slipping and you're beginning to doubt who they say they are. It can be terrifying because somebody who seemed to be calm is suddenly flipping furniture, or they're slamming things across the counter, or they're slamming the cabinets, or they're driving at 100 miles an hour, or they're screaming at people on the parkway. This can happen like that because once they get the idea that they're not able to control you, they go down the rabbit hole. And remember, they're not very good at integrating this idea that they can be good and bad at the same time. And so they're not able to see you as good and bad at the same time. They see you as all good or all bad. They see you as non-threat or all threat. And so they can go very quickly into mode of persecuting you. They overinterpret everything that you do. They overinterpret everything that you say. They don't trust you. And they're living in absolute panic and fear that you may see them for who they are, but you've also somehow gotten very close to their narcissistic injury, and they're behaving like a wolf that has just gotten their hand or their paw stuck in a trap, right? They're coming for you, right? You will become the target of all of their pain, and it's very frightening. And that's why it's really important to be careful when you're dealing with this type of a narcissist, because you don't want to upset them any further. In some cases, you need to leave the state, leave the country. You may have to leave your job. You may have to change your name. You may have to take your kids out of school. You will know if you have to do those things by the way the narcissist begins to behave when they begin to notice that you know that they're a narcissist. You might notice once the narcissist knows that their mask is slipping and you're onto them, is that they will begin flirting with other people. They're on social media. They're looking for another narcissistic supply. They need a narcissistic supply to survive. And if they're getting the inkling that that's not going to be you, they're on the move, and they're on the move quick. So you can expect to see evidence of flirting. You expect to see evidence of them love bombing someone. They may start even hitting up your friends. They might start hitting up on your sister or your brother or whoever. So they're going to start looking for another source of narcissistic supply. And you may begin to see evidence of this on social media, or your friends are going to start telling you, wow, she's looking really, really good, and she came to the office party without you. And or we saw him out at this bar and he was flirting it up with a waitress. You're going to start seeing evidence of them needing to secure another source of narcissistic supply. Social media is the perfect place for a narcissist, because remember that narcissism is about the false self, and narcissism is about mirrors, and narcissism is about needing to have people on the outside reflect back to them the sense that they're awesome and everything's fine. A narcissist needs to look into the eyes of another person and think that this person thinks that they're great. Once that starts to slip and that starts to dissolve for a narcissist, social media becomes a great place to find another source of supply. So don't be surprised if you start seeing evidence of somebody with high narcissistic traits planted up on Facebook or Instagram. The third thing that you might experience once the mask starts to slip is triangulation. It's probably more amped up, where you're noticing that, your soon-to-be ex is suddenly telling you that your friend said this, that, and the other thing about you. Or the narcissist is taking your words, right? And they're twisting it, and they're telling other people that you said something that you never said. So what they're trying to do is break bonds between you and the people that you care about, right? And so let's say you have a really strong relationship with someone. Don't be surprised if the narcissist tries to throw a monkey wrench into that relationship. That's triangulation. That's the way they are acting out their rage, and that's the way they are responding to whatever happened between the two of you that tickled their narcissistic injury. In some cases, a highly narcissistic person will come off like they're doing you a favor. Oh, I just want you to know, even though that you and I are on the outs, I just want you to know what Mary said about you. And you know what? I never told you because I loved you. But you know what? Now I realize that you need to know that Mary's not really your friend. Mary may have never said anything bad about you. Or you know what? I'm going to go and I'm going to tell Carol that you said this, that, and the other thing, because Carol needs to know that you're talking about her. You never said anything negative about Carol, but this person is going to try to act like you did to separate you and create cracks in the bonds that you have, the strong bonds that you have with other people. So this is what triangulation is all about. And this is what a narcissist will do once the narcissist realizes that you understand that they're a narcissist and the relationship is beginning to have a fallout. Number 4 is the smear campaign. So once you have had a falling out with a narcissist who has love bombed you and who has made you, has believed that you see them as amazing, and all of this, the whole facade begins to fade away. The narcissist has got to deal with all of their anxiety and all of their anger, and their black and white thinking has put them into a very, very dark place. And they don't know how to regulate those emotions. They don't know how to look at themselves like, well, what did I do to bring this on? Or when was I overreactive? Or, when was this person overreactive? And they're not able to look at things realistically and understand that bumps in the road are a natural part of relationships, or people make mistakes. They can't forgive. They don't know how to forgive themselves. They don't know how to forgive other people. It's you hurt me, now I have to destroy you. Even if it's I hurt you and now you're pissed that I hurt you and now I'm going to destroy you. Or I tried to take advantage of you, you called me out on it and I hurt you and now I'm going to try to destroy you. That's just what happens. There's this desire to destroy other people who they have become entangled with, who for whatever reason have tickled their narcissistic injury. So a smear campaign is what? A smear campaign is gossip. A smear campaign is lies. And a narcissist puts you in a position where they know that you can't defend yourself, or that it's hard for you to defend yourself. They want you to. They want to pull you into this wrestling ring, right? They want you to wrestle in the mud. They're doing anything to bait you. And you've got to do everything you can to not take the bait. If you don't take the bait, then this energy that the narcissist is putting out there has to return to them. We've got to stop opening up our mouth wide and taking this energy in and putting ourselves in the position where we're getting pulled into these smear campaigns. It's very hard to accept that other people have the right to say what they want about you and that you can't control it, and that other people, based on their mental state, they're going to filter this experience through their lens, through the narcissistic lens. It's never going to be their fault. They're never going to see themselves as someone who's gossiping. They're always going to rationalize and justify why they're creating gossip around you, why they're lying about you, why they're distorting facts, and why they're trying to destroy your name. It's always going to run through the backwards rationalization. They're very immature. They're stuck in some earlier stage of development. It's very knee-jerk. I'm in a relationship with you. I feel hurt. I have to hurt you. That's the only way they get to feel in control of their reality. So it's important, if you're dealing with a smear campaign right now, it can be very unsettling. I've dealt with so many clients that have had to deal with someone else's smear campaign, the lies, the gossip, the Facebook posts, the Google reviews, you name it, coming to people's work situations, talking to the employers, trying to make this person look like an evil person, all to justify their anger and their rage, right? It's so difficult to just say, okay, this is what I'm experiencing in my life. It is possible to push a narcissist back, and I guess it depends on your life and what you're going through in your life. And just how far over the narcissist crossed the line. But my basic advice to people who are going through a smear campaign is just Let it die in the vine. Don't pick it up. Imagine that the smear campaign is like an electric rod and you don't want to touch it. Let the narcissist pull in whoever they want to pull in and just let them have each other. Try not to get too involved. Save your pretty, save your wrinkles, save your energy. Don't invest too much time on a smear campaign. Just let it go.